Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay, I think my frames are stable. My internet is stable. Everything just decided it wanted to die on me, so that was fun. That was hella fun. It was not. And the bitrate is still dying, so this is going to be interesting to see. This will be interesting to see because my bitrate shows it's dying, so it's either going to be fine or it's not. Okay, let me try. I'm gonna reflip it. Okay. 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 I've replugged in. Let's see if that makes anything better because apparently my bitrate is dying. This is fun. This is really fun, guys. Ah. 5M, why are you doing me wrong? 5M is deciding it hates me. 5M is absolutely deciding it hates me. Oh, when you head pop before a trial. Fun. Fun times. All right. Let's see if this works. God, why is my internet being stupid? I don't know if it was my PC or if it was my internet because everything went all wonky. And then the shit went down. Like, I genuinely don't know what is open that is killing my PC beyond that. Maybe that. And that. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay, it works. Sorry for everyone who was. Come on, just give me echo. Let me get in an echo. Echo, 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 echo. Alright.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Are you good?
Yep, all good now.
We're good. All right. Then I believe, unless we are waiting, or sorry, it was actually unclear to me. Are we waiting for other officers?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then we will call this into session. All right. All right. So, real quickly. Sorry, pulling up my notes. All right. So really quickly, just to recap what was posted to the docket after our trial on Sunday, Justice Hart and I had spent quite a bit of time deliberating, and we reached our verdict. The verdict was posted to the docket, and it was as follows. Ms. Mays was found guilty of assault and battery for an instance on March 19th in Pop's Diner. Ms. Mays was also found guilty of first-degree murder for the murder of Ron Goodman. Ms. Mays was found not guilty of serial attempts and killings. This is due to the fact that the actions of Ms. May and had been not. They were individual. They appeared to be individual attacks of aggression. So there was no through connection line for her attacks.
Not yelling scope.
That brings us to today. We are here for the sentencing of Ms. May. The prosecution has asked for a life in prison and a fine of $750,000. We will be kind of hearing the case. We will start with the prosecution. You'll give us kind of your statement as to why Ms. Mays should be charged with life in prison. And then the defense, Mr. Ruffalottom, and your client will have the chance to speak on her own behalf as well.
There we go.
All right, that all makes sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So that being said, prosecution, you will be starting us off. If you are ready to speak, go ahead and take the stand for me, or back podium.
Yes, Your Honor. Mine is partially prosecution statement, partially victim statement. But this case was my first major case as an officer. I had only been a solo cadet for about 2 or 3 weeks when I had to respond to the mine shaft for Becca Thatcher's stabbing. And I was pretty much thrown into the fire for investigating Maggie Mays. I had spent hours piecing together scenes and subpoenas and staring at images of what Maggie Mays did and reading through texts that showed that she was a cruel, narcissistic person. When she started to text me, I simply wanted to ignore her. I had no interest in talking with a psychopath, but when she began to text me about how she had stabbed my chief, that is something I could not ignore. And after I had simply responded back to her once, I stuck in a conversation with her. I don't know what I did to get her attention in the first place, but since the first interrogation, she seemed to have her focus on me. I stuck with these conversations trying to get some kind of understanding about why and to get something from her to help with the case. That continued until she made some threats towards me, saying she wouldn't hurt me, but would instead hurt the people I care about, which luckily I can count on one hand. So as an officer, I am of the opinion that Maggie Mays will reoffend. If she gets out, she will hurt people again, and I would like Your Honors to take into consideration Wade Elliott's psych report. Maggie Mays, I believe, I can't remember what people's it is, but it was done on March 19th. And to also consider the interrogation where she said that she's killed before and has gotten away with it, and that she'll continue to get out and do it again. Maggie Mays is a violent person with no remorse, and her crimes show that. So as an officer, I am of the opinion that she should be getting life in prison with no parole. But as a person, I do not think it is right to place a person in prison forever with no chance of reform. And this is my statement more so as a victim, not as an officer. She is not free of the consequences of her actions, and none of the people who that she hurt will be free from the damages she inflicted on them. But I put my entire heart and soul into this case.
Okay.
I went home looking behind my shoulder, making sure no one was following me, and I got stabbed for this and lost half my liver. And I sat in my ICU room after putting up this docket posting and sorting through all of this evidence. I didn't really give myself the chance to process anything that happened, but I still think that she should at least be given a chance. And while I think that who she is right now,
We don't say no parole.
Maggie Mays as is, she's going to reoffend. I have no doubt about that.
For sure, but I do believe there should be some.
But I am hoping that maybe after some time we can reconvene, and instead of asking ourselves, will she reoffend, ask if she has been reformed.
Hart, look.
I ask Your Honors to consider all the evidence and statements brought forth from this case and make a decision on whether or not you think she will reoffend. But what I ask for at the very least
is that she stays in prison indefinitely until she has proven that she can be given a second chance. Thank you, Your Honors.
Thank you. You may leave.
All right. Thank you, Officer Allegro. Was any of the other prosecution side going to speak before I turn it over to the defense?
That would be spec solely. So, okay.
All right. Mr. Rufflebottom, do you want to speak on your client's behalf? I did not hear what you said.
You may need to shout.
Sorry, Your Honor, yes. Yeah, I will speak on behalf.
All right. Very well.
Life in prison without the availability for parole isn't justice. Life in prison without parole is good as the death penalty.
Goddamn, Clay.
This isn't justice.
He's walking around
Life
the
in
room again.
prison without parole shows that the police have no belief in rehabilitation and are hiding behind so-called justice to sentence an individual to death. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rufflebottom. All right. Well, Miss Mays, are you going to speak on your behalf?
Yeah, I'll speak.
All right.
Should I just use the mic at the desk?
You can come up to the podium. The officer will help you.
Oh my god. Who are all these people? Don't forget to cuff her again. Don't forget to cuff her again. Don't forget to. Please don't forget to. Okay, we're just gonna let this.
Your Honors, I do not believe that I should get life in prison because there was a lot of factors that the police didn't even consider. I admit I probably shouldn't have acted as brash as I did, but in the end, there was people constantly poking me and irritating me to no end. It caused the reactions to happen. I can hear you. There's a lot of things in someone's life that makes them react certain ways. People have different mindsets. There's different ways that people are going to act, and people should be careful with what bear they poke. Some might get bit. I admit what I did was probably not right. However, life is basically death. I'll accept, the max sentence. I admit I have to serve that. But life is just condemning me to death. Thank you, Your Honors.
Thank you, Miss Mays. All right. At this point in time, I will be allowing other individuals to speak as to why Miss Mays should or shouldn't receive life in prison, or what sort of sentencing she should be receiving. We will be keeping. I will want to keep this strictly to. Well, actually, you know what? We'll go ahead. Is there anybody who is in the audience today that would like to speak? All right, that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and have the person in the front. You can go first.
This might be a long one, but we'll see.
Would you
If you
like
could
me to state my name and such?
Yes, please. State your name.
My name is Dr. Dougie Mallard. I'm a psychologist at Ocean View Medical. I don't think she should be released from prison. Miss Mays is a very calculated individual. She plans things. She doesn't just do them on a whim. Granted, she did have a very rough childhood, but that doesn't excuse any of her actions. It doesn't excuse things that she did. I don't believe she has any remorse for any of her actions. I think she should stay right where she is in Bolingbrook for the rest of her life. I don't see her doing any better on the outside world. As it was stated, she will just more than likely reoffend if she is released. And I do believe she will go after and hurt the same individuals that she did prior. I do think she is a danger and she should stay in prison for the rest of her life. Thank you.
Oh, wow. This will be interesting. I'm curious to
All right.
see what
Thank
we do
you,
with it.
Dr. Mallard. Next.
Hello, my name is Beckett Thatcher. Maggie Mays should get life in prison, and honestly, in my opinion, she should have been given the death penalty. All of this talk about poking a bear and instigating reactions, I quite literally was just stood outside this courtroom doing my fucking job when I got taken at knife point, put into a car, taken to a mine shaft, or mine, whatever the fuck, and my life was permanently altered. Not only was my life permanently altered, but the people around me. Hang on, I did write something, but then things were said, and yeah. The first time that I met Maggie Mays was not outside of City Hall, but the first time that I met her was years ago in the entryway of a house that would become my own personal hell. I was 15, and not for the first time, my life was packed up in a trash bag at my side, and it was the first time I was being placed in a home without my sister Willow. Maggie was the biological daughter of that family, and I thought that that meant it would be a good home. However, I was so very wrong, and Maggie would be one of the reasons that this house would become my hell. She would do things and blame me just so I'd get in trouble. She'd lock the door and lock me in small rooms just because she knew I didn't like it. And after I left that house, I blocked it from my memory completely and moved on with my life, hoping that I'd never have to see anyone from there ever again. However, on March 16th, my 26th birthday, a decade after being in that house, I was tortured and almost killed by Maggie Mays. Maggie told me all about the foster siblings that she had murdered in the past, told me that I was next, and told me that I was not special and nor would I be her last. She made me read notes. One talked about how my life was meaningless, that I was nothing more than an animal to her, and the other was the definition of claustrophobia. The second I got done reading those, I knew that I would die in a small enclosed space all by myself. I begged for her to stop and for her to let me go, and she refused. Every moment in the car, I was trying to buy myself time and trying to figure out something to make this stop while my anxiety grew about what was going to happen to me. Maggie led me from the car to the deepest part of the mine shaft, and I begged her to let me say my goodbyes, and she let me write them on a piece of paper. I wrote to my husband that I loved him and that it was not his fault. I apologized to Alexis and Riley Sinclair Reed for an argument we had recently had and told them I loved them. And I apologized to Xander and told him I loved him. But it didn't feel like it was enough. I begged her to let me call my husband, and when she did, I could hear the fear in his voice as he thought I was going to die. But I needed him to know that it wasn't his fault, that he was a good officer, and that I loved him. Maggie told me to tell him I loved him before she began repeatedly stabbing me, and that was the easiest part of this experience. Once I was in the hospital and treated, I was terrified. I couldn't go anywhere without my pistol. I couldn't go home. I still struggle being here and doing my job. I can't go anywhere near the set of steps I was standing on without having a breakdown. And when I see a car that was in that parking spot where she was, I panic. I think that she might be back just to finish the job she started. I can't sleep. Every night I relive this incident, and I relive every moment I spent in that house so many years ago with her. I replay the moment that she told me to tell my husband I loved him, and I wake up most nights screaming. My husband has struggled as well. He had to take on the financial load as I could not come to work. He had to be the one to find me in the mine shaft. He thinks that I didn't realize, but I know that he was exhausted and that he also cannot get a good night's rest because he wants to be there for me just in case I wake up. Throughout this whole process, I've tried to have faith in the legal system, the one that I swore to protect and serve for. However, at every turn since this incident, I believe that I've been failed. I'm begging that this court not fail me as well. I want justice. My life will never be the same ever. Maggie Mays is a danger to myself. She's a danger to the public, and she should be put away for life, if not sentenced to death, whether that be in Bolingbrook or in Parsons, so she can receive treatment. Thank you.
See, I'm still I kind of still believe
Thank you,
we
Ms.
should
Thatcher.
allow parole. So we have to go based off of precedent as well.
I did not see anybody else raise their hands. However, was there anyone else who was looking to speak today? Going once, going twice. All right, very well. All right, then that will conclude our sentencing hearing. Justice Hart and I will be taking a brief recess to discuss the statements that we've heard today, and then we will come back with our decision momentarily.
Your Honor, could
Okay.
I have a quick word?
Yes,
Fine.
you may. All right, we're going into recess.
Are both counsels able to be present?
Yes.
Do we want to go actually into the back office for this one?
Depends. What do we need to have a word about?
Could we possibly add whatever the result is, therapy sessions, like court-ordered therapy sessions for my client?
That will be at Justice Hart and mine's discretion.
Yeah, okay.
Is that, if that is...
Yeah. Okay,
I'll
that's
just
everything for
add
me.
my own note of I agree with that, but it is your guys' discretion.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, wait.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Thank you. I was already thinking about that.
Yep. Oh, but that we unlocked and locked at the same time. It's
Oops.
fine. All right.
All right. So ironically, I'll actually start with Officer Allegro's statement was very interesting in the sense that he kind of did say he actually did suggest life with chance of parole.
Yeah.
And Mr. Rufflebottom basically said, don't give her life without parole, give her parole. So I am inclined to say life with chance of parole.
Yes.
Parole requirements. Therapy is the one of them.
Sure. If like I will say, do we want to make, because it's kind of hard. I feel like I don't know if we're gonna be able to make them like mandatory every like week type of situation, but we could make it so that she has to have so many sessions to even be considered for a hearing, potential hearing.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say there will need to be some significant there needs to be significant improvements in her overall stability if she is to be released from prison. Like we've seen and heard, she will likely reoffend if she were to be released now.
Which would
Right. So we would need to have her, she would need to be having some sort of therapy. Therapy signed off by a doctor or a psych department, I suppose, indicating that there is improvement in her overall mental health or mental stability. She cannot be released and then immediately attack every person that angers her. That is not a functioning member of our society.
Yeah, so, okay, so with conditions. So right now I've got life in prison with the possible parole after blank years with conditions, basically, is what I have as a main sentence so far. Do we want to just make it because I don't know if we want to be general or be specific, like has to at least complete a certain amount of sessions and as well as show somebody just use the as well as show improvement. Like it has to be a combination of both. It can't just be like completed these sessions type of situation.
Yeah. And when she does go for parole, she will need to it will be a parole hearing once
Yeah, of
again,
course,
so
yeah.
we will have a chance to hear is she completing requirements and is she showing signs of improvement. So yeah, I mean we can kind of add that in there, but yeah, I would do I would say, trying to think,
Minimum, because
30.
30
30 is what I was thinking.
after 30 years. Okay.
Yeah, that means that if she were to have a session every week, that would be 4 sessions.
Okay, so 4 sessions. So must complete a minimum of 4 sessions and must show improvement in her mental stability.
I don't know if we need to, do we need to, I don't know, actually, I'm kind of against attaching a number to it, only in the sense that I want to, like, she must show...
Must complete some form of therapy. How about must complete some form of counseling that shows that shows significant improvement in her overall mental state, something like that.
Right. Yeah, like the anger management and anger towards her siblings or whatever, because that's the kind of the 2 things we've run into. She basically claims that kind of says that, well, these people are irritating me, so that's why I did this, and that's just unacceptable, quite frankly. Yes. And the only reason I am against attaching numbers to it is because of the amount of availability.
Okay,
Yep.
So life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years with conditions. Conditions being must complete therapy that shows a significant improvement in her mental state.
Are there any other conditions we want to give her to qualify for parole, I suppose? Just because we give her the chance at parole doesn't mean that we release her.
I mean, an apology to her victims, like a sincere apology to her victims, whether it's now or at some point.
Show remorse for her actions, because she really hasn't shown remorse. In my genuine opinion, she does not show remorse, because even when she spoke today, she basically has said that people are irritating me.
I will say the remorse thing might come and play with the therapy.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah, because obviously if she's starting to show remorse for her actions, that should hopefully show up in the therapy sessions. It's also, let's just say, we could make it a condition that she has to the victims, she has to complete a genuine apology. Whether that, obviously it doesn't have to be today, because I don't think she would give one today anyways.
And my question is whether or not the victim would even want that. Does the victim want any contact with her? I don't think that the victim would. Or victims. We have a couple victims. We should make it so that she's not to enter Pop's Diner again.
Well, that would be a condition of her parole, technically, though, wouldn't
That's
that be?
fair. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that would be a parole condition.
I can write that down just so we have it for if she does get asked for parole. All right, hold up. I'm writing this down 1 second.
Did you want to speak to this since you're writing it down, or?
I can, yes.
Okay. I've done all the speaking today. You can do this part.
I also feel like maybe that should be something about if she if she ever does have parole, which we're not going to state out here today, but just so since I'm writing it down, no contact with her victims unless maybe they reach out to her first. That could be something to add to the parole.
Yeah. I think in parole that she may just also, it may be a do not contact your victims, but we can decide.
We could honestly make that a condition of we could make that a condition of parole, because technically you can make calls out of prison, so no contact with the victim.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, I'll get behind that. Or no contact with her foster siblings.
I think, yeah.
I guess her other victims are police officers, and unfortunately, due to their line of work, will more than likely have to interact.
No unnecessary contact with the victim.
Yes.
There we go. That's the wording we need.
That's a good word. Good way to put it. All right. Anything else? Fine. Are we good with the with nobody's touched on 750? I'm
Yeah.
actually fine with 750 unless we.
Yeah, considering
Yeah.
like we've only got the first degree murder and the assault and battery, and everything else has been over a million or more. I think 750,000 is fine at this point.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah. I do.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I do need to. I want to look at some of that stuff because some of it that seems a little ridiculous. But then I think about our economy, I'm like, never mind. It does make sense.
Yeah, but for now, I don't. And it doesn't really matter too much right now. All right. Plus, it's the little men's. That's the other problem. That's the other problem with that one. Of using it as precedent.
That's the other thing I was thinking about the other night about when we made this a decision about serial attempts and killings. Look at the little men; they have never once been pushed for serial attempts and killings, and how much
That
they've
is
done.
actually true. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
All right.
that's where I'm just like this. Yeah, it
Mhm.
yeah, it kind of makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, life in prison with a possibility of parole after 30 years with conditions. Conditions being must complete therapy that shows a significant improvement in her mental state, and no unnecessary contact with her victims, or like obviously PD being emergencies. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah. And then fine will be set at $750,000.
Okay. And we sing life after. I was thinking after 30 years, unless you have any other opinions.
Yes. Do we want to include any of her served time, or we're not going to include any of her served time?
That's a good question because I think she's already served 30.
Let me go see if I can.
I don't want her to turn around today and ask and request parole. So I would.
Let me go pull on a PD to see what they've got. If they've got a time frame for us.
Okay. I think I could find it on the. Actually, yeah. Never mind. I can't.
You actually have to be able to help us. Can you come with us to the
Hello,
office
Your
real
Honor.
quick?
Hello, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, actually, wait. You guys good to?
We can walk over there, but I want to be able to keep an eye on her.
Okay, we'll just walk over here then.
It's very quick, simple.
Do you know
Yes, ma'am.
how long she's already served in prison, technically?
Hold on. I want to be able to keep an eye.
All good.
I can look.
Also, Chief Gonzalez just walked back into the room as well, so.
Hey, Frim, do you want to go into a little room?
It's up to you. We just need a number, so it should be fine. We just want to double check on something.
Hey, Frim.
I'm just like, you.
The docket posting was put on April 1st.
Oh, God.
So it's been a while.
Yes, ma'am, it has. She was sent up March 30th, I believe.
Okay.
And she escaped prison March 31st and was sent back in.
Okay, so that looks about 46 days, I believe, what I can tell. So, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, I have an idea then.
Yeah, 'cause
So she's already served over
It's
30 years.
yeah.
You said 46. What if we rounded it up to serve 60, and then parole? So including after 60 years, including what she's already served being. So basically after, would you say it's been 46 days?
Yeah, so life in prison, yeah, it's about 4. So round it down essentially just to 30, I guess, which, So, or we could do.
Unless you think you should go, what do you think?
I don't think we should go higher than 60 years. I personally do not. That's
Well, of the total, yeah. Of the total, yeah.
Do we want to round down, or do we want to make it like 45?
20 years? After, so 20 years from today? Or...
Yeah, we could do, we could say that 40 years has already been served. 40-ish years have already been served, especially considering she escaped from prison, so that,
Yeah.
So, okay, life in prison. Okay, so life in prison with possible parole after 60 years. Now the question is, actually, that makes a good point. If let's say she goes through a parole hearing and it is denied, do we have to make her wait another 60 years? That doesn't really make much sense.
We could decide that at that time.
Okay, okay. Just want to make sure.
I'm fine with deciding that at the time. I think typically yes, that would be how it would work, but I don't know that we need to.
Yeah, I also don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know that I would do it that way.
These conditions.
I think we can do something. We can do something different.
40 years.
Okay. Are you good to speak on it? And then whenever you're ready, if that's what you want to do.
Yes. So the way. Let me just read this out to you. Okay, so I have life in prison. So we're going to be giving, so sentence has been determined as life in prison with a possibility of parole after 60 years with conditions. Conditions being must complete therapy that shows a significant improvement in her mental state and no unnecessary contact with her victims, as well as a fine of $750,000. Currently, she's already served a little over 40 years, so parole will be possible after, in the next 20 years.
Yep, I think that's fine.
Okay. Then we just got to put it on the docket after that and see if hopefully NFPD have any questions for us afterwards, because I have a feeling we might have some questions.
Yeah, we might have some questions. Okay, let's go. I look. Got it.
Yep.
Where is Officer Allegro?
If you guys want to...
Just outside, Your Honor.
Yeah. If you guys want to...
Can you bring him inside?
Yep.
They're calling. They're waiting for you.
Alright, guys. I have a feeling that Echo and Beckett are not going to be on good terms after this. That they are not going to be on good terms after this. Because this is Echo's job, and she's going to see... I feel like Beckett might see it as her failing. Time to maybe have some sad faces. Doo-dah, doo-dah. I think we might have some questions on the doo-dah day. PD don't like our decision. There's not much that can be done. I still have to draw a bunch of flowers tonight. And hope that...
Is he on his way?
I'm not entirely sure.
Judges are looking a little impatient.
Yeah.
Apologies.
What? I'm sorry. I'm so confused. What is going on?
All right. Now we have everyone back. Let's go ahead and call the session back in. Found it.
All right, so we have made a determination on sentencing at this time. In the case of the state versus Maggie Mays, her sentence will sit at life in prison with the possibility of parole after 60 years with conditions. These conditions being that she must complete therapy that shows a significant improvement in her mental state and no unnecessary contact with the victims from her incidences. And we will also be going with the fine of $750,000 that the PD have suggested, the prosecution have suggested. Also, please note that around 40 years have already been served, so possibility of parole will happen after 20 years at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
and
Honors.
if there are any questions after the fact, we will be available.
We'll also be putting this on the docket, so you've got this noted down in writing there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And this case is dismissed at this time. You gotta use it once, at least once.
Well, I know, actually, yeah. It's a little bit easier on that other side. Yeah. I'm just gonna stand and see if anybody decides that they want.
I'm gonna work
anything.
on getting that on the docket. So.
Oh yeah, there.
All right, guys, trying to put this on the docket. What? Wait. Did I not bang the gavel? I swear I banged this gavel. Did you not hear it?
You did.
All right.
Yeah, we did,
Your
Your
Honor.
Okay. Someone. I was told.
I don't hear it from back here.
Okay,
but...
we'll do it. We'll do it one more. We'll do it one more time.
Let's go.
Heard now? There you go.
Oh, well, I did hear it this time.
No,
so I
we
don't know
can't
what
hear it
everyone-
over here.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
court has been dismissed. Court has been dismissed. You guys can get up unless you have questions.
Court's dismissed. You guys are good to go if you.
Do you want to do your impression of a
work
gavel?
here.
It's like that thing. It's like that.
You can't kick
Uh,
me out.
Just hit like
It's like that thing at the
I'll hear
end
an
of
impression
church
of
when
the
like
gavel.
nobody knows what to
Yeah.
do until somebody says,
He's got.
What?
"You are dismissed." Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed your
Oh,
dressing
I,
gown.
yeah. What?
I think they
What?
can't
What?
kick you out, Blake.
I work.
I'm not kicking anybody
Blake's
out.
a clerk.
Oh.
She's allowed to stay as
James
long as
seems
she
to
wants
kick me out
to.
From there too.
I wanted to hear the
You deserve
impression.
it.
different.
He says.
I too
"Say
wanted to
you're
hear the
gonna go
impression
home,"
of the gavel.
and
I mean, I can yell
"Okay," and
scope,
I
but that's
go
about
home.
it.
I mean,
No,
is that
don't.
what it sounds like?
You gave me the disappointed mom look too.
Don't worry.
Is that what
guys
the gavel
did
sounds
great.
like?
Thank you.
Yeah, we can't hear the gavel from back there.
That's.
She's gonna do
All
an
the way in the
impression of
back?
one.
Are you? Can you not hear it? Not hearing
Here,
it.
go,
Okay.
yeah, go,
No!
go back
We
at
can
you.
hear it from up here.
Okay,
Am
hold
I
up.
allowed
I'm
to
Oh,
gonna
you
go
can
here.
hear it.
Am I allowed up here?
We
Do I
could
need
not
to
hear
run
it
away?
from where we were sitting.
Oh.
Hold on.
Go ahead and bang it.
Did you do it?
Yep.
I hear it now.
I
I,
can't
didn't
hear
hear
it.
it
Loud
before.
from right
It
here.
stops right here. It stops right here.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
can't
but
hear
it's
it in the
like
back of the room.
circular
But you
because
can't
I can hear it here,
Distant
but
from
you
back
can't
there.
hear it in the.
Here, let
Can't
me
hear
try-
it back
right
here.
over
No, yeah,
there.
No,
it stops
no,
right here.
um,
Here, I'll go bang it. You just.
Oh.
Every
you
time
bang
you
it?
every time you've hit the
Oh,
gavel.
Yeah, go bang it.
okay.
Yeah, go bang it. You can go
Okay.
bang the gavel. I'll give you permission.
It's not even
Oh.
back rows. We were
I know
sitting
what's
here.
happening.
We were sitting
Oh.
here.
All right,
and
Blake's
couldn't hear
gonna bang the gavel. Stand
Feel
like
like
in the
I-
second
okay.
row.
You can't hear it over
Alright.
there.
Might need to.
Can't
Are you
hear it
ready?
here,
Yeah,
so-
go ahead. She just banged the gavel. Could you guys hear it?
Yeah, I
Back
can
Yeah,
there?
you hear nothing.
Nope.
I
Oh,
can't
Nope.
right.
Alright.
So
I
I
see.
feel like the Chief Justice needs to smack the gavel a little harder so that people
I will
in the back
sm-
can hear it.
Never
Smack
mind.
that gavel.
Sorry. I almost
I
slipped
think-
and said something I didn't want to say.
I think it needs to smack less loudly, but travel farther.
So that's what they.
Yeah.
I'm going this
Well,
one.
we need the technician.
No,
who-
that's-
We'll have to get the whoever did the microphone technician work on maybe the gavel sound range too. Maybe they can be a technician for the gavel as well.
Or you just need a microphone for the gavel. Yeah, kind of.
Or you can just throw the gavel at people.
I
Now
like
that would
that
be
idea.
funny.
I'm
That's
unhinged.
what I could get
You
behind.
know what? Can I just have a sledgehammer as a gavel? Could that be my solution?
Yeah.
Bro,
Here.
I know we need to get you your sledgehammer for your.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. But no, it'll be fine. But yeah, no.
This is gonna end with Echo just having a gong behind the fucking thing.
Boing.
Yeah.
No, it'll be
Ah,
it'll be good. It'll be good. That
it's
was.
just good.
I'm so glad that didn't last a full 1 hour.
Oh, like I said, hour max. 30 minutes was my
Oh,
goal.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We kind of had an idea coming into this though already what we were thinking about. So statistics wise, it just kind of
Hi.
came down to.
I thought those statements were pretty good, actually. Way better than I thought they were going to be. I'll be honest, they were
I'm
pretty good statements.
not gonna lie, I was
They also-
expecting like 5 other people to stand up who may not have even been
Mhm.
victims of it or anything like that.
I
Travis almost
I think
did.
it's. Oh, okay.
That
I
would
was
have been
told
exciting
not
for all of
to.
us.
I was told it was a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well-
not
Yeah.
necessarily. I do think
Well,
if it was on track, I don't think it would have been a bad idea because it could have showed that there was general fear from public who weren't even involved. But
Well, I mean, if you,
I mean, I could
yeah.
have things to say. It's not my place, you know? I
Right.
just-
Yeah.
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 Let
I
the
was-
victim speak, you know?
I was advised.
You're not throwing things hard.
against it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Why?
done. it's crazy. It's
Honestly,
just-
all the statements are great. I think they were all within scope. So
I heard, yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense that she's already served a lot of time, but
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
people were happy about that. But
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
that's
take
how it
into
goes.
consideration, I didn't want it to be. I didn't want her to have no chance longer than after 60 years.
Yeah.
She's already been in prison for 46 years, technically.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest. She's
Yeah.
probably not gonna get out in 20 years. So
She needs to. She does need. She does still. Yeah. She still needs to prove to us that she is going to not reoffend. Basically.
Right.
So.
I mean, she
know.
basically
Make an
said what
effort,
I
so-
was going to say by just getting up on the stand, you know, the whole, they all reached out and they were the ones that poked the bear. So it was really their fault. I was like,
Yeah. I will say, what comes of this case, I do think, like we had mentioned, we need to revisit that penal code of serial attempts and killings, though. Like, I feel like we could almost separate them into like serial assaults, serial attempts, and serial killings, maybe as 3 separate, or at least 2 separate at the very least. Because, that penal code needs to be revisited in terms of definition and stuff.
you said penal.
It's a penal code.
Get out of my courtroom.
yeah, let's go get some food. Come on, honey. Come on, honey.
Okay. All right. Well, it's fine.
Just do great.
If he's gonna laugh at the word penal in front of me, in my courtroom.
I'm laughing too, but not for that reason. Oh my god. What the?
Does he get contempt?
What the fuck?
No.
Oh,
I could give you 1
I mean, I
month
got
of
kicked out of
contempt.
court.
I could give you 1 month of contempt for $1.
What does that mean?
You'll have
Oh,
a charge on your record. No, don't
a
accept.
charge of contempt in court?
Yeah, it'll be
For $1?
it's a misdemeanor.
We're getting food.
I mean, misdemeanors aren't felonies.
No, we're getting
Oh,
food.
okay.
Thank you, justices.
Thank you.
Come on.
Have a good evening.
I mean, I could give him 1 month for $1.
Yes, you could.
If court wasn't in session, that doesn't mean I got kicked out of court, right?
No, you
But I
did
got
just get
kicked
kicked
out
out
of
of court.
You got kicked out of
the
the
You got
court.
kicked out of the courtroom.
You got
Yes.
kicked out of
Right.
the court, not of court.
I will say,
Right.
So you're not
Chief
kicked out of a
Justice,
session.
we maybe don't want
Yes.
to fully
Okay.
kick him out because he has been helping us with winning on the DOJ laser tag front. So
Oh,
That's true.
Sort of.
Yeah.
He
Sort of.
assists.
I see.
he's our sub in when we need him.
Also, what's behind that door over there, the left one?
Cells.
Cells. It's
Oh.
actually the only bathroom in the entire city hall.
I needed that earlier.
Yeah, and it's in the cell,
Yeah.
which we have no access to as DOJ.
Huh.
Nope. Just nope.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you, justices.
Bye.
Bye.
How much do you want to bet he's gonna walk back in again? Is he actually done?
I could give it a second.
All right, let's see. I think he might actually be done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to put this on the docket finally now. I was curious if they're
All
gonna.
right, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it up.
Yeah, I might step
Yeah.
out then.
Well, they had to take her to prison, so I might 311 ask if they have any questions before I head to bed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm behind. I can lock the door behind you.
I didn't realize you were coming out.
Yeah, I'll walk in an office out here.
Did you get coffee or tea?
All right. Time to write this this sentencing. All right, guys, let's get this written up. Hold up. I'm pulling up my notepad, and we'll get this written up. All right. Let's get the immersion. Who the hell is unlocking doors? Where's my notepad? Is that window capture? Not that window capture. Jessica?
Hello, Judge. Hi, Justice Hart. I was sorry. I'm already at the hospital, so I figured it'd be easier to call instead of driving all the way back. I apologize.
No, you're fine. How can I help you?
Regarding her, Miss May talking to a therapist, I was the main psychologist on her case. Would she have to talk to me, or
whoever can honestly be available? It's kind of a mixture of we're not making it mandatory that you guys talk to her. It's something that if she wants to seek parole, she kind of it has to be like she kind of also has to help seek it out a little bit too. So it's whatever is available.
So I think Mr. Elliott's gonna be unable to because she did threaten him, which is why I was put as the main psychologist. I was just wondering in case I had to prepare, like, to eventually talk to her again. I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize. You may have to. That'll ultimately be between you and their psych department, who would be willing to speak with her if Dr. Elliott does feel like at one point he can speak with her. Then that's up to him. If I'm with those kind of sessions, I would also assume that you guys would probably, like, PD could be, like, you know, obviously stationed where they need to be and everything like that. So.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering instead of just, like, wandering blindly, waiting to figure it out. I'll ask Mr. Elliott when next time he comes around. It's a bit hard to get him to come around some days. He kind of forgets, so.
No, that's perfectly fine. We understand that. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's a condition of her parole, so it's, you know, her prerogative, basically.
Alright, if she does in fact want to get out. So, okay. I will figure that out with Mr. Elliott next time I see him.
Alright, just let us know if you have any questions.
Alright, thank you.
No,
Bye.
It was Dr. Mallard, the psych. They were curious if it was specifically had to be them who was the psychologist,
No, it's they're not the only psych doctor, so.
And they also
not.
they wanted to know if it was like do they need to schedule it with her? I was like, no, that's something. It's a condition of her parole. So
Yes.
if she wants to get out, she has to show the improvement. She has to make the effort. So.
Yes, exactly. I asked if any of the officers had any questions. They are good at this time, so
Okay. Sounds good.
don't think we'll be hearing from them. But yeah, thank you.
Oh. Was that you unlocking all the doors? Were you trying to figure out which office?
Yes, because I didn't know where you went.
Usually I come up here if I go anywhere.
This is actually the one that I tend to go to too. So
Yeah.
if I go to an office,
But,
or the one in the back of the courtroom. But.
Yeah. But I'll get this
Okay.
typed up. I think if I just keep the same formatting that I spoke it should be okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
All right. Then are you headed off to bed then?
Yeah, I am. Unless you need anything from me, I will be heading off to bed.
All right. Have
All right.
a good evening.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. Let's get this situated. All right. Nope, that is not the right one. That is my. Welcome to I don't know how to use window capture. All right, there we go. Figured it out, guys. All right. So let's start typing this up now, so I can get this figured out. Okay. So. Okay. So. Sentencing decision. We'll call it sentencing decision, which I need to bold this, so stars. The defendant, Maggie Mays, will be sentenced to life in prison. I don't need to count. Let's do life in prison with the possibility of parole after 60 years with conditions. The conditions being 1. What did we say the conditions were, guys? What were the conditions? Someone tell me. Someone please tell me. Must complete therapy / form of counseling. Complete therapy / form of counseling. Therapy, all the therapy for the serial killers. That shows significant improvements in her mental state. And 2, no unnecessary contact with the victims. As around 40 years have already been served by Miss Mays, she will be eligible to apply for parole after 20 years, provided she complies. Not reach out to the victims also. No unnecessary well, so we put no unnecessary contact with the victims because 2 of the victims are considered police department officers. So we want to make sure that, like, say there's an emergency or something happens in the prison, she's got a it might be PD who responds, and it might be one of the officers who was quote unquote her victim. So we have to make sure there are no that basically in case of emergency. So she can't reach out to the victims in any capacity unless it's like an emergency. So that's where no unnecessary contact with the victims comes into play. As around 40 years have already been served by Miss Mays. Yeah, there's a lot. So around 40 years have already been served by Miss Mays. She will be eligible to apply for parole after 20 years, provided she complies with the conditions outlined for her parole. She will be eligible to apply for parole. Yeah. I gotta make sure this is good. Because I want to make sure this wording. As around 40 years have already been served by Miss Mays, she will be eligible to apply for parole after 20 years, provided she complies with the conditions outlined for her potential. We'll put potential parole. Potential parole. There we go. I just want to make sure, like, I'm not stating anywhere that she specifically will get parole. That is something I gotta just make sure. Now to throw this in Grammarly, because my stupid brain does not like grammar and spelling. So, give me a second. This is to inform. This is an expert. This is formal. This is business. Done. Okay. The conditions are, as Miss Mays has already served around 40 years, she'll be eligible to apply for parole after 20 years, provided she complies with the conditions outlined for her potential parole. Sweet. There we go. All right, rereading this for the 100th time. Sentencing decision. The defendant, Maggie Mays, will be sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 60 years. Who the heck is messaging me? I just got a message on Della. Oh god. I'm sorry to hear. Okay. Okay. Must complete therapy / form of counseling that shows significant improvement in her mental state. No unnecessary contact with the victims. Okay, this looks good. Alright. Time to put this up on the docket. On the docket. There we go. Do I need to add anybody for this? Alright, there we go. Alright, that has been placed on the docket. And with that being said, I'm gonna have Echo drive back to her house. Cause yeah. Hopefully no one needs questions.
Forgot that I drove today. I was like,
Hello.
oh.
I was like, why are you fucking staring at me? Travis? Like, why are you staring at me? And then
I was like, I need you to pull out the car. And I was like, oh, wait, it's mine.
I'm like, honey, I don't have it. I don't have it.
I was like, oh, yeah, I drove. Uh-huh.
You can have your. You can put your weapon holster back on if you need to.
My gun is in my car.
Oh, there's a fire truck. Hopefully, it doesn't run into my car. Probably will.
They keep circling.
Yeah.
Yep. Y'all done inside?
Yeah, I just finished putting up the sentencing, so I had to like triple check the wording of it because I was like, I want to make sure it's not like I'm guaranteeing parole if she does these things, just potential for parole.
She's crazy.
She's fucking a psycho.
I can't make any comments as I might be her judge with parole, so.
You don't have to. I will make the comment.
No, I'm going to say it. She's crazy.
She took pictures of the Pillbox Hospital and the front door of my apartment and was like, the rats have hidden in their hole. And I was like, bitch, I'm coming out there with
That
a
was
gun.
your apartment?
Okay, so I will say this. For me not speaking about something, I will say this. How are the PD not worried about the fact that there was somebody she was in collusion with? Did you read this?
I don't know.
What?
Did you read those subpoenas? The subpoenas on the docket? Because that's public record for anybody to read. There are subpoenas of her connecting with an anonymous person. It's part of the reason why we kind of made the decision of the events were unrelated. It's because Mateo's attempted murder was done in collusion with this anonymous person to draw people away from the hospital so that this person who was at the hospital could get their target. That's what those, according to what at least those messages say, and what she said in an interrogation with Maggie Mays said. So why the hell is no one talking about this other anonymous person? Like, what? And who was this target at the hospital? Is what I'm curious about.
Huh. Okay. Nah,
I don't know what I can say then to you.
What
I was
the
there.
fuck does that mean?
that
Well, the thing
sounds like you're the one who colluded.
No, I was there.
That's what it
And
sounded like.
the day that Mateo got stabbed.
Was it Tilly?
No, Tilly was.
Oh.
No, Tilly was at home. She was like hella sick. Like I'm talking like throwing up and like passing out levels of sick. It was really bad. Yeah.
Maybe
no,
that's what she wanted you to think.
When they called the 911 that had Mateo go to it, Mateo wasn't supposed to be the one answering. It was an EMS call. But Mateo just happened to be closer, and so he went first. We all thought it was one of us that she was targeting.
Oh, one of you? What? Oh,
No.
Ooh.
Well, no idea. We have no idea. But apparently, it was to get people either out. It wasn't. I don't. From what it sounds like, it wasn't to get people out of the hospital. It was for this person, whoever this person was, to get somebody who was at the hospital, or something like that. From what it sounds like, at the very least, I'm speculating based off of this, but like. No one has said.
Right, like she was trying to lead people away from the hospital so that someone else could go to the hospital to get someone or whatever.
It sounded like.
So that she could put somebody in the hospital.
No, Travis, that's not at all what we just said.
Maggie Mays was not the one who was trying to had any kind of quote unquote target at the hospital. It was this.
No, it was this
person.
AAA person.
Yeah, because we got a 911 anonymous for we need EMS for something, so they dispatched to EMS because we were like worrying about everything, so we're sending them in pairs. Okay, who do we have? I was like worrying, like getting ready to do something, but I'm there. I'm like, okay, I can go. And they're like, no, you're leaving for something.
At that time?
Yeah, we were at Pillbox.
Okay.
And Daniel and Alexis, because she was EMS at the time, went together, and the chief said on radio, "I'm closer. I'll be there first." And so he went.
That's a different story than what we actually got in court, actually, because we were told that the chief went to make sure that EMS were safe, not because he was closer.
I was at the hospital getting ready to leave to like go home for a while. There's something I needed to do, and I wasn't on radio at this point. But I was told that the chief said that he's going to be there first because he's closer, and we sent 2 EMS so they were safe because we were like, oh my god, we're being herded.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was the time I came around.
Yeah, I think you were there. I saw you.
Yeah, I was around for that. Oh yeah, now I remember.
All right, so someone at that hospital was potentially a target.
The other people at the hospital was Taylor was there. I don't remember if the cops were there before or after.
No, we went there because we had another threat by another serial killer.
At the first hospital.
at the first hospital.
Why are you backing up, Blake?
You guys are matching. You have the
Oh,
same
are we?
pants on, and you have the same
Oh,
hoodie,
we
except
do.
yours has markings on it.
Yeah.
Mine, Blake, mine has a target on my back because I should have a target on my back.
That's fucking right.
We're also
You
all
better
wearing
watch out.
black, essentially.
Listen, do you think you're gonna catch me in more colors than my EMS uniform?
I don't know. You at one point had white hair, so.
That's not a color.
Yep.
White
And
is
that
a
was-
color.
That was to match Alexis. I was also matching Blake, which is really freaking cool.
You wore color during laser tag.
I don't have a choice. in
Also,
that.
is EMS
If I could,
ready
I would
to
wear
get-
all black.
Also, is EMS ready to get smoked by DOJ when it comes our turn?
We have to play against PD
Ooh.
first, and we were supposed to, and then that didn't happen
We did.
because it would have been 5 EMS against Alexis Sinclair Reed, and that's it.
I mean, that's kind of how the DOJ PD match went anyway, but
Yeah, oof, fair.
But
Okay.
It was something.
But no, no, I don't. I know who the other. I think the other serial killer was that was attacking.
Oh.
I think I have a hint, but I don't know if they were, or if I'm thinking about.
Maybe tell the PD about it.
No, we knew. I think they knew back then who was attacking us.
Who was it?
Wait, was this the same time that we had the dang Lucas Hazel stuff going on?
No,
I had to
not
sign a bunch
that
of stuff
one.
for that.
Yes, but no.
No,
Lucas
that-
wasn't targeting us.
I know
No.
that. Yeah.
But no, we were just targeted. Okay, I was specifically also, I think, targeted, but never came to fruition. But yeah, Anastasia.
No,
oh,
that happened
Anastasia.
months ago.
Anastasia was done. Like when I came in the city, I heard tales of, oh my god, we just arrested a serial killer and she's going away for
Yeah,
forever.
she's been
Yay.
away. She's been locked up for
Okay,
a hot minute.
Then I'm mixing situations up.
Yeah, that.
Been a while since I'm in the city.
You've got to be kidding me. Actually, Beckett, literally we made the decision we could make. She can ask me if she has questions about it. She knows this. I'm the one of the people who brought her into the DOJ. Also, I might add, the PD also technically said they would be willing to give her a second chance of parole. Granted, if things change.
Yeah.
So, I mean, prosecution and defense were on the same side with this. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I think
have-
it was listen, I think it was a completely fair ruling, and a serial killer got you can't expect her to get, I don't know, a worse verdict than a sentencing than an actual serial killer got. So I just I think you did good.
Not to mention, it's with possibility of parole.
Yeah, that doesn't mean she's going to get parole. And especially after 20 years, that's what I was just saying a second ago, is she's not going to be rehabilitated in 20 years. She showed no remorse.
No.
in her
Not in our
statement.
city, 20 years is a heck of a no.
No.
In fact, if
That's
I
not gonna happen.
if the wrong people end up in prison, I feel like the rehabilitation will be someone's going to be rehabilitated into the ground.
There's a lot of people in that prison who probably...
If you're not careful, will get rehabilitated in the ground. Yeah.
Cleggo102 just resubscribed for 7 months.
I would
Thanks,
rather be
Flag.
dead than go to prison.
Well, that's...
You know, I
See, the
Not
thing
a
is,
good
Blake,
statement.
if I go to prison, I'm losing my job, and all of my friends who are cops will no longer trust me anymore. Therefore,
contempt I could give you.
is
you
that
know
why
what?
life is death? Is that why they keep saying that? Like, hey,
Death is life.
life is what? I mean, what? Well, I don't know.
What?
I promised
know about
Tilly
that.
I would not get sent to prison for contempt, but you know what? Earning it outside the courthouse, I'll do it.
The Chief Justice kicked me out of the courtroom earlier.
I offered to give Travis 1 month and $1 of contempt if he wanted it.
Oh,
I
that
just
would
thought
have been
that'd
so
been
good.
funny.
Yeah, it would have been so
It's a
funny.
misdemeanor.
If that's
you guys
all
won't
it
lose your
was,
jobs.
but like, yeah.
James,
Are you
I mean, I'm not
fucking
gonna-
actually upset at me for being like a fucking...
No,
What?
I'm not upset at you at all.
Wait,
Like,
why would
it was gonna
Travis
be
lose his job?
fun.
I mean, it was
'cause
gonna be. I said
no.
funny.
Someone
I said
let
it'd
me
been
give them
funny, but
contempt. I want to do it at least once in my career as a judge.
Contempt this.
Contempt this.
You know, we almost put on the signs: no running, no mask, no shouting, no weapons. We almost put no dancing as well.
Oh yeah, those are gone. Oh no, they're here.
No,
You
they're
just have
still
to get
here.
really close.
See, you know what the problem with
Yeah.
those signs is?
What?
I proved against Blake, that my fists are weapons, and also I'm constantly shouting.
Your fists aren't weapons.
I beat you in a fight.
That doesn't mean they're weapons.
It absolutely does.
No, it doesn't. I'm so clumsy. I fall all the time, just on my own. That's
But look at
just-
these
yeah.
guns. They are definitely.
Oh
These
my-
are definitely a weapon.
First of all, you're wearing a hoodie.
We can't
Oh,
tell.
Yeah.
A baggy
And besides
hoodie.
all those,
Too baggy,
yeah,
I'm
all
so
those.
sorry to say. Don't
yeah,
you
besides
dare.
even
The shirts,
that's where you could.
shirts are also needed here, so no shirt. You have to wear.
I mean, technically, you didn't say it. You didn't put that on the sign.
I'm
but-
gonna put it up here now.
I'm with you, Travis.
I mean, I was disappointed that I actually had to get dressed. I was like, I'm fine like this, but
There we go.
I love when the law changes because I'm so awesome.
What do I put? No shirts?
I just put shirt required.
no
shirts. If you say no
Yes.
shirts, I'm taking it off.
I mean, I'm down for no shirts. No shirts is worth.
No, we're not doing no shirts in
But
this
yeah,
thing.
I had yesterday. I had a
I'm down.
10-minute phone conversation with Earl.
Oh God, I'm sorry for your loss of brain
Listen,
cells.
I'm trying to listen. Earl's a friend, okay?
Yeah, no, but
He sucked on my foot.
What?
Yeah, but I'm trying to get him to stop being bad. Okay,
Okay,
I'm trying
Blake,
to help him.
You know that Earl is married to Shim
Yes.
Littleman, right?
Yes,
you know
but
that
he
Shim
can
and Sprim
change.
murdered somebody because they thought he
Earl
was
didn't.
Santa.
Also,
Earl
okay,
didn't.
I would like
I
to make
don't
a,
understand,
I would like,
like-
to make a point here. Littlemen have never been charged with serial attempts and killings, and they have more attempts and killings than anyone.
Yeah,
this
not
city.
serial.
Yeah.
Technically, by our penal code, it's just 3 done that can be proven to be done by the same person. That is technically what it says.
The problem is, if you try to give the Littlemans serial assaults and killings, they'll claim they haven't killed any breakfast cereal, and then I'll go, what the fuck? How do I know? Because they literally told me something about a serial killer and breakfast cereal, and I was like, are you fucking stupid?
I feel like if you put
yeah.
them in jail for life, they'll just take over the entire fucking prison and make it their like
I mean, all Earl
Wonderland.
said to me, he was like, because. Can I say that? that I may or may not have been involved in a cavity search.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go with. I may
Oh.
or may not have been involved in a cavity search with the little men one time.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And now, yesterday, 10-minute conversation with Earl. First asked how, because he called the ambulance number. I was the only one on duty. And he called me and asked me about how he can acquire Schedule 3 narcotics.
Why?
Because he wants to stack charges on himself. Because
What-
Are you messing
to
with
get
the
bingo.
emotes? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's
Why-
what he told
What are
me.
you
I
doing?
know.
What are you
I'm
doing?
telling you. I'm trying to get him to stop. He's trying to get all the misdemeanors.
Yeah.
So like
So he wants possession of Schedule 3 narcotics, and so talked about that, and then he was like, "Yeah, but my husband and his brother come out," and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Make sure if I'm on duty, then don't have to do a cavity search again."
Wait,
And he
Schedule
said-
3 narcotics is a misdemeanor?
I think so. I think only possession is a misdemeanor.
Oh, also, meant to mention this as well. Sorry, a little off topic. Is that the former assistant chief I saw back?
Yes.
Back in the courtroom?
Yes, it
Yep.
is.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Yep.
She was here to basically, I think, tell Noelle that I'm proud of you.
Ah,
I think.
okay.
Yeah. But also, yeah, cavity search, and then he said to me, then I said to Earl, yeah, make sure that I'm not having to do that ever again. And then Earl went like, yeah, but you know, it's like a TARDIS.
Huh?
And then he said, yeah,
Bigger on the inside than the outside.
God
he
damn,
said
why?
he had 7 whales up there
Why?
last week, and then the police all took them, and now he's sad.
He stuffed
And he
away.
named
Yeah, I'm okay,
and he
thank
named
you.
all
That-
7 whales of them.
That
You have a ton of
shouldn't.
fun.
Appreciate you.
That should. Why did that make me laugh?
Why, what'd you
Considering me
say?
saying
What happened?
penal code
What'd I
made
miss?
you snicker, this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
but
just,
Earl said
you know.
his butthole is a TARDIS.
What? It's just
I did not need to hear that. Oh my.
That's kind of funny.
medical services, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and I am a judge. I do not have to deal with this.
You say that. Instead, you have to review the evidence.
Of someone
So
getting
if
a
we have to
wrench
put that,
thrown
if
around
we have
their
to put a
throat?
photo of that,
Yeah, it's still not dealing with it in person.
No photos.
Is there a charge for sucking on someone's foot without their consent?
yes.
Probably. I think you could almost call that assault.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Huh.
call it assault.
Probably could call that assault.
Yeah,
it's just a
Earl
misdemeanor,
put
though.
Travis's shoe in his mouth.
What? That's
It was while it was still on my foot. Like it. Like,
Yeah, like
he
he was
got
standing
down.
on
He
the
got
ground.
down
He
on
got
his
down and put it in his mouth.
hands and knees, and he. Yeah.
To be fair, Travis did nothing to stop him.
Because what I was going to do was kick him in the face, and I decided that was probably not a good idea at the time.
Well.
Yeah, but also, technically that would also be assault.
Yeah, it's a thin line. I mean, I guess you could maybe call it self-defense.
There were a lot of witnesses.
There
were two
were.
cops there.
Oh, the cops
off duty.
I told him to get the
Well,
fuck
they're off
away from
duty.
me, but
Yeah.
and I just I was stunned for a second, and for some reason thinking I don't know.
It kind of just happened. Like, you
And
didn't
then-
think he was going to do it, and then he did it.
And then he did it, and then afterwards it was like, I want to hit you, and then I was encouraged like,
No, don't hit
that was probably.
Earl.
Well, I'm surprised. Like I know
like
how
him.
I know how you are about feet. So like, I mean, the thing about him doing the thing with my foot is like,
I'm
like-
not going to touch it.
yeah, like you. I mean, my foot hasn't even been in your mouth. Why would I want it in?
Your shoe was in his mouth. Different. It's much different.
Which was attached to my foot.
I'm just saying.
This
foot in
entire
mouth and shoe in mouth
conversation is
way
very
different.
strange.
His tongue was on my tongue.
What?
That's the tongue of the
God
shoe.
damn,
the
Travis.
shoe-
No, but
shoe
you know
tongue.
what you were doing.
Travis,
you knew
Yeah.
what
you
you were doing.
technically correct, but you are so out of
I
line.
feel like I need to give you something, but I also don't want to give this to you because also I know
This
you
is
would-
where-
Oh no, you know
this
it's
is where he
correct.
gets
What?
contempt of
You might
court.
need this for your wording, I think.
What? Okay, dude.
Can I
What
have
is
that?
it?
Can I have that back? Actually, I want to keep it forever. Don't worry about it.
You know, okay, but if the cops ever have to search you and find this for whatever reason, I am not backing up.
No, you don't have to back me up on it.
What is it?
I'm yelling scope right now.
Scope.
Scope.
Okay. Yup.
Do you want to say? I'll hand it to you. You just gotta hand it back to me. That's all I ask.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I thought it was funny. Anyway,
I feel like that was relevant to this.
look, I wouldn't just do that. I wouldn't just do that for anybody. 'Cause-
Do what now?
also, I think
Let
those are.
someone's tongue hit the tongue of your shoe.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is very weird.
Yeah, no, that was kind of.
Dance off the tongue.
I just. Yeah. Yeah.
feel like there's no coming back from this, Travis. You just, that
You've
comment.
gone down a path,
do
my
not
friend.
I do not want my foot in people's mouths. And I don't care that my foot had a shoe on it. There was still pressure from somebody else's mouth on my foot. That needs to never happen again. Ever. Ever, ever.
I need to go into a bush now, I feel
Error.
like. Bush.
Why?
I just don't even know, dude. I don't.
What do you mean? You were there.
I
You
have a
saw
pool.
it.
We can pool dump him. It's fine.
We're pool dumping?
I have a pool. We can pool dump him. It's fine. He'll forget about.
Oh yeah, when are you gonna throw a pool party? You should throw a pool
I
party.
need to. Have you seen? You haven't. Yeah, I've got a really nice.
Huh.
What?
Mateo?
Yeah.
Ah, fucking hell. Please, no. Please.
Who the fuck did what for when? Huh? Didn't he already say this already? Though.
He better not be retiring and flying to the UK with Amelia.
He definitely is.
He said crazy how much can.
With Amelia?
Keep yourself.
She was here, right?
She was.
Oh yeah, but didn't she? What?
If we lose him, this city's about to break. All hell's about to break loose in this city.
Yeah, because you know who's next in line?
Yeah, I do.
The Allegros.
No.
No.
Ashley
Oh.
Lockhart.
Ashley Lockhart is next in
I'm
line.
gonna be honest. I have no love for that sergeant right now.
Well, also Delgado's a sergeant too. I think.
There's been some things said in some DOJ, some email threads that I am not appreciative of the way she speaks to DOJ. So I have, if she becomes chief, there's gonna be a lot of clashing between DOJ and PD, which is not good. Not good. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to go a lot to traffic court a lot.
Not even traffic court, just. It's interesting when, let's just say it's interesting when you're cursed at, almost like some cursing is being used in the wording you're using when you're requesting something from the judges.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not appreciated.
Yeah.
But I would also hate to see him because he's a really good chief. I really hope he's not going anywhere.
Oh wait, but you could just give the chief of police contempt of court.
I technically could if I needed to.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's it. You don't have to give it to me as a joke. You just do it.
If it's
for
ever,
real.
I mean, if it ever did come about, I would give someone contempt. There was a chance, actually, there was a close call on Maggie Mays having one. Yeah, on the court case, she was having trouble. She wasn't answering questions, so there was a small chance of giving her that, but we didn't. Oh goodness.
Oh well.
Hello?
Hello. Oh.
Hello.
I changed my muscles, so like I'm still getting used to it.
Oh, good. We just.
It's all right.
We were just.
Oh, good.
We were just checking. We thought everyone was out of the city hall, so it was interesting seeing someone come out. You're all good. You're perfectly fine.
I had to leave earlier. Thinking of parking my car now.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see you guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on Blake.
Forget there's one place I can kind of check and see potentially. He's not on duty. God, I hope we don't lose him. Oh.
Time will tell how the city moves forward.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been through worse altogether.
I know. It's gonna be definitely interesting.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm sometimes not the safest driver, and I just sped accidentally past because new motorcycle, so sped past the intersection there, and then he just stopped me, said to me, "You know you're too fast." Yes, 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 and then he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go."
Seriously though, did y'all coordinate this?
And he was like,
Coordinate what?
The matching.
No.
"No."
So okay, do you know why I wear these pants?
Why?
Because they are the cargo pants that interfere the least with my holster. They like bunch up the least with it, and I'm not wearing a holster like Echo's because I hit my hand on it all the time, and then I hurt my thumb, and it's really fucking annoying. So I get that holster, and these are the only cargo pants that coincide nicely and don't like bunch up on that holster.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I wear them. And holster, huh?
Pretty much the same, yeah.
Okay.
Also my old service holster from Marines.
And I have to carry too much shit. It's hard to carry a fire extinguisher around with me if I don't have cargo pants on. You know how it is, Blake. Men's pockets, you can put like every single thing you could possibly imagine in them.
Also, this is not the full outfit, by the way. Yeah, but yes.
Oh, look.
Because I ran motorcycle, and also I was at the clothing store before, and I was just like, hey, what if I... Oh, close to storm.
Oh crap! I need to go.
What?
Park my car.
What if I put a vest on?
Oh gosh, I'll be back.
I'm so concerned about Mateo's birdie post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a day. Just another day in paradise.
Yeah.
It could be worse. Someone could have tried to blow up City Hall.
There was a point actually during that trial where Maggie Mays was.
The night is still young.
Uncuffed. Not tonight, but a couple days ago, and I'm very surprised nothing happened.
I hope if someone blows up any government buildings, they blow up Ocean Med.
Huh.
The courthouse is at least nice. Ocean Medical sucks.
We have no bathrooms in the courthouse.
The
I found a
bathrooms.
plan earlier.
The staircases eat people at Ocean.
Fair point. But still, we have no bathrooms in here.
But the staircases eat people. Which is worse, having to go somewhere else to go pee or getting eaten by the stairs? Some days I get trapped in there for hours.
You could just make the hospital across the street.
I keep asking the chief of police for Storm Ram to bust open the doors to that place, but he keeps saying, and I quote, "Are you crazy, Xander?" One day I'll get a storm ram and break open those doors. Then Crusade. I'm just gonna bust open the doors. Maybe.
Mount Zona would be nice. Not gonna lie. Have you ever looked inside that place from the outside? The thing is amazing.
I keep trying, but I can't. Like, this is why I keep asking for keys, and the city council won't give it to me, and the chief of police won't give me a storm ram to bust in there, so I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, that thing is huge. But
And it's in a convenient spot.
Convenient spot, but I also think it's a bit too huge. Kind of like Ocean View.
All right. Okay. So with that being said, though, I think I'm gonna end stream here. Echo is, yeah, she got a lot on her mind right now because she feels like Beckett's probably not happy with her, and now she just saw that from the chief of police, that post, and she's worried about who is going to be the next chief because she already has issues with some PD. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. So, but yeah, good night, guys. Thanks for coming in. Have a good evening. Bye.